What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, June 27, 2019. Litecoin putting in a healthy looking weekly candle. You see it on the screen right now. I want to talk about it. Let's jump into the video. First off, shout out to Poseidon Lou. Reposted a video from 9 days ago. Basically, the video that I did was called Litecoin to 150 or 110. It was a price update, and this was 9 days ago. I want to talk about that video, because this is how technical analysis comes together. This is why being patient is so extremely important. This is not me patting myself on the back. Let's take a quick look at this video. Our target number 2, not only do we have here right in that $110 range, but we can take our Fibonacci retracement. We can take previous swing low to previous swing high, and you can see right in that 110 range is our Fibonacci retracement, this 618 to 786. We're talking 115 down to 107. So for me, what this says is, okay, that is a nice accumulation area. And we've been talking about this on the channel. This is where I'll buy some Litecoin, right down here, if we get a break down that way. However, I am very prepared that if we get a break to the downside, I'm not going to be one freaking out, which I think many would if we get a break, you know, and we're down 15% in a day, right? We're down at 110. That is healthy. That is a healthy move in my opinion. So let's talk about why 110 was a healthy looking area. Now there's one thing I want to point out first, and I want to do that on the 4-hour chart. Here's the 4-hour chart. We were tracking as part of that video. There was a symmetrical triangle somewhere in here. Since that video, I basically stopped tracking it. It was a broken symmetrical triangle. However, the biggest key indicator in that video that we were looking at, and we can go back to the daily chart now just to kind of get a sense of what this move is all about, is found on the Fibonacci retracement. So if we take our Fibonacci retracement, it's very simple. Fibonacci retracement is just that beauty found in numbers, and it's the flow of Bitcoin, it's the flow of Litecoin, it's the flow of the charts. You see that flow in things like music and art, and so it is the flow on this screen, and it's just retracements, whether you're talking about resistance or support. So in this case, we're looking at support, and what we're using Fibonacci retracement is from a swing low. So we had our swing low back in June 4th, 2019, to a swing high, current swing high of 147, and we have a Fibonacci retracement right here, 117 down to 108. Now, anywhere in that range, you want to look for support, right? So right now you can see Litecoin, if we zoom in on the charts a little bit, seeing some good support at the 618 line. So we can see support anywhere down to 108, which is a 786 on this chart. But what's most interesting to me right now is this is confluent with the 50 moving average as well on the daily chart. Now, the 50 moving average on the daily chart is this thing that I always talk about. And I just tweeted within the last hour, I said, finally, Litecoin returns home to the 50 moving average on the daily chart, just like gravity, and extremely healthy. So it really is healthy, everybody. These moves are healthy. I bought a little bit of Litecoin today, and I can't say this enough. Even though we're having really nice looking support at the 50 moving average, there are some things I want to look at. And before we look at those things, and before we talk about those things, I want to evaluate, besides the Fibonacci, I want to evaluate the RSI, because on the RSI, we're entering a pretty critical area on the daily RSI. So through the bear market especially, I talked about this 40 line on the RSI, this 40 line being a really important area in a bear market and bull market, meaning in a bear market, which is here's a previous bear market we were just in, you see Litecoin below the 40 line on the RSI often. In a bull market, you see Litecoin above the 50 moving average often, and you can extend Litecoin going back years, and you can get a sense of this, and you can see the cycles really illustrated on the RSI. Now, on the daily RSI, we are approaching the 40 line, right? So I'm very interested, now that we just hit a really critical area on the Fibonacci retracement, and we're approaching a critical area, which is this 40 line, at least from my analysis standpoint. I want to see if we get a bounce. I want to see if we see support. Even if we don't move much in the next couple days, are we going to see support in this area? It's something I'm looking for. And the reason I'm looking at this right now is because if we go over to the weekly chart, we know one thing. The halving is approaching. Now, we also know, approaching the last halving, Litecoin saw a very steep retracement and consolidation. So from a swing high back then of $9, we saw a retracement of 70% all the way down to the 50 moving average on the weekly chart. Now, you can take also the Fibonacci in this time period from bear markets swing low to that massive swing high prior to halving, and you can see we entered right back into that Fibonacci retracement. It was a healthy move for Litecoin. We have to question whether or not we're going to get a similar move. The charts look very similar in terms of a swing high, potential swing high prior to the halving. And so we can do the same thing. We can take our Fibonacci retracement from bear market swing low to this previous swing high we had last week. And you can see 50-week moving average confluent with our Fibonacci retracement. This is in the $60 area. I'm not calling $60 from 118 right now. However, in my mind, it is 100% possible. Please be ready for it. I have a huge buy zone in that area, really even up to $100. Anything under $100 for Litecoin, in my opinion, since I'm long-term in this, is incredible. So I have a huge anticipation for a huge buy anywhere under there, right? So please just be aware of this. I'm not saying it's coming and, we're not going up anymore, but it's possible. So if you're accumulating Litecoin, just keep it in the back of your mind. I know you want to talk about what we could possibly see in terms of maybe a continued uptrend or a bounce off the 50 moving average. I have right here this price point, 168. And this also based on our Fibonacci retracement. Now that we have some data points here, which is this new swing low, at least currently, this just happened, we can take our previous swing high from June 22nd. We can take currently our swing low, and we see where our 1618 is. It's right at 168. We could be there in the next couple of weeks, everybody. That's a target to the upside. This is without any patterns in play. In terms of pattern, we have kind of, this clear channel that Litecoin broke to the downside. We hit at targets, which is the height of that channel, right? So we hit the target on this 4-hour chart, and right now we have a lot of different things going on. We're looking at support at the 50 moving average, support of that Fibonacci retracement we looked at, and if we get a move back up for Litecoin, we'll see it potentially reaching that 168, 170 area. And just to give you an idea of how that plays out, you can see another Fibonacci swing high back here to swing low down at the 50 moving average. And what did Litecoin do? It bounced right up back into 1618, which is usually an area of those higher highs in a bull market. And we question, will the same thing happen today? Try to just give you as much value and data as possible. And I tried to do it under 10 minutes. I think I succeeded. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're just hanging in there. If you're long on Litecoin, I appreciate you being here. If you're here and you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the channel. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day, and God bless.